Just because someone acts a certain way in a certain context doesn't mean they care what people think of them. So a friend of mine recently made a video talking about how he wanted to put forth a more calm demeanor on YouTube when he was making a video in which he's trying to reach people. And I agree with that. It's something I've been trying to do as well. Because I find that when I emote too much, people often misconstrue my passion as anger. And that's not conducive to actually teaching people on a subject. Instead, it's more likely to alienate them. But when he made that video, the main response that he got from the bulk of his commenters was about how he shouldn't change himself, how he should be himself, and if people misunderstand what he's putting forward, then that's their problem. And I understand where that's coming from, but at the same time, I take issue with that because he is being himself. To say that he's not is like, well, we all wear facades. We all wear masks in certain situations and circumstances and contexts. We know that. Everybody understands that you don't act the same way around your mother and talk the same way around her as you would around your friends or your girlfriend or when drinking or not, and things of that nature. Differing contexts make it so that you act in a different way. And so, with that in mind, each of these things is just a manifestation of who you are. Well, that's not who you really are. Well, okay, you can make the argument that yes, this individual aspect of yourself in a specific context is not the totality of who you are. Sure, because the totality of who you are as a person is the coalescence of all of the way that you act in all of these differing contexts in totality. Obviously. But at the same time, it cannot be denied that while there is that side of the coin, that you are not also, in each of those individual contexts, a manifestation of who you are as a real person. Obviously, all this completely negating being knowingly deceitful. So, in turn, when I saw Daniel talking about how he wanted to make videos in which he is more easily reaching people, that isn't him making a change in himself so that, you know, because he cares what people think or something like that. The two ideas are not mutually exclusive of not caring what people think about you and acting in a certain way in a certain context. The two are not mutually exclusive because I don't care what people think about me. Say, as an example, if people don't like my style when I make my videos, if they don't like that normally I do the jump cut thing, and that's an aesthetic thing that they hold as an opinion that they don't like about them, that's fine. And that's a perfectly reasonable critique for them to have of my videos. But at the same time that I understand their critique, where it comes from, I don't really care about the fact that they don't like it because it is my style and I am going to continue to use it. I may take on what they're saying and try and maybe use less jump cuts, say as an example in this case. But that doesn't mean that I have to change my style just to placate to certain people. I don't have to change myself in order to make other people happy, as opposed to simply putting myself out there. But when my intent is to reach people, it is not caring what those people think, so to speak, when you are trying to put out a message, when you are trying to act in a way that is conducive to your own intentions. And so, I don't see it as someone changing themselves and caring about what other people think just because they decide to act in a certain way in a certain context. I see it as them being themselves, not changing themselves. Long days and pleasant nights.